Hello everybody! Quick update on the Warlock. It appears that there were some changes done to the Voidwalker subclass, along with a couple of other minor things not related to the Voidwalker subclass, so let's take a look. First, Surge received a buff. Originally, Surge gave you a movement speed buff after killing an enemy with energy drain. Now, not only does it increase movement speed for a short time, but now it also increases weapon speed. Also, you used to have to get a kill to activate Surge, now you just need to hit an enemy with the attack. Increased weapon speed probably means increased weapon readiness, meaning your gun will be ready to fire much faster after sprinting, and could also mean that the time from going to hip fire to aiming is also reduced. I really like this buff because before, Surge felt like the weakest talent to pick out of the bunch, the other two being Lifesteal and Soul Rip. Is it enough of a buff? I think having those benefits being a guaranteed thing every time you hit something is major, and it makes Surge a contender, if not a top PvP skill. Next, the passive ability talents did some moving around. First off, Bent Gravity, which increased the range of your grenades and Nova Bomb, has been changed to Annihilate, which increases the size of the explosions created by Nova Bomb and grenades. I think this change by itself is great because I didn't see Bent Gravity getting much use in the final game. But now let's take a look at the shuffle of these talents. It used to be in this order. In the first column you had Vortex Mastery, Bent Gravity, and the Hunger, and then in the final column it was Angry Magic, Embrace the Void, and Bloom. Now it's in this order. The first column is Annihilate, which was Bent Gravity, Angry Magic, and the Hunger, and then in the final column it's now Vortex Mastery, Bloom, and Embrace the Void. Vortex Mastery and Angry Magic swap trees, Annihilate moves up a slot, Embrace the Void moves down, and Bloom moves up. So they made Embrace the Void later in the subclass so you don't get it as quickly, which I guess is good because I think it's better than Bloom, especially if you're going for a full energy drain build. Fortunately, these changes don't really change up our energy drain or vortex builds too much. Our energy drain build actually stays perfectly intact, although you're going to have to spend more time leveling up Voidwalker to get Embrace the Void. The Vortex build has to drop Embrace the Void, but now you get to choose from Annihilate and the Hunger instead. And if you're going full Vortex, I'd certainly be willing to give Annihilate a shot, especially if that increased explosion size translates into an increased Vortex radius for even better zoning potential. Although, the Hunger is still definitely a solid PvE choice. In PvP though, I think Annihilate will be slightly better if you go full Vortex. The main thing that you can't do now is an Angry Magic Bent Gravity build, which would have given you increased range on Nova Bomb that homes in on targets, which I guess would have been cool, but any other builds that might have been affected were probably not going to be that good anyway. Maybe like an Annihilate Angry Magic for better targeting on Nova Bomb, but yeah, that wasn't that great. Overall, these changes are pretty good all things considered. The Voidwalker gets some buffs to lackluster talents, and they delay the full energy drain build until a little bit later, which, yeah, it kinda sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Next, you may have noticed that your beta characters are wiped. They are no longer there. But users were still able to catch a glimpse of a hand cannon buff, which increased hand cannon's max ammo to 7 or 8 bullets instead of 5 or 6. We don't know if this is the only buff that hand cannons got, but I'm sure most of us will take anything that we can get in regards to hand cannon buffs. Finally, the lock option, Illuminate, on all subclasses was removed from the subclasses when you went to check them out on Bungie.net. A lot of people have taken this as meaning that Bungie has gotten rid of the lock-in mechanic. We'll need to wait for the final game to see whether or not this holds true. The lock-in mechanic made it so you got a stat boost when you locked in your subclass, but you couldn't change your subclass talents anymore. Anyway, those are your Voidwalker buffs and other minor changes and updates. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.